Hello, movie fans, and welcome to our newest YouTube channel, The Review Lounge.
Where we give off-the-cuff reviews of movies that we just seen.
And the reason why we call it the review lounge is because one, we feel like we're in a lounge, and a lounge is how I look at it, a chill place where you can chill, be yourself, like that. So that's why we call it that. So it's not too serious, not too big, just short and sweet.
And for the debut of this, we just got back from seeing the new Justice League movie. Now, we've grown up with the 2003 animated series, but now that we've seen the live action one, this movie was it like all over the place? Like it went all over everywhere.
Yeah,
completely everywhere.
Yeah, it was. I'll let you guys go first because I have things to say about this film, and I don't want to
to take do like Cinema Sins. Oh, every fanboy would be pissed off.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you guys love the movie, so I'm going to let you guys tell the audience why you guys love the movie, so
right.
I can get my say in later.
I like about the Justice League. I do like the movie. I did. It was pretty nice. It's a really good superhero movie. You know, it's like it wasn't over to the top where it's like, oh, they have to do all these fighting scenes, but no, it's like a cut to like in and out of like some scenes that were supposed to be in it or whatever. I don't know, but other than that, it's a good movie though. It is a pretty good movie. I advise you guys to see it if you guys like superhero movies. So I advise you guys to see it.
Same here.
But the only thing I didn't like is that they had to rely on one person to kind of wipe out everything. Cyborg was a big factor also in that one. He was the second biggest factor because he's more of a tech person. And Superman, they needed him. He was mostly the biggest factor. But all I can say is with Cyborg and the way he looked, when he was wearing a jacket, he kind of looked at himself. And when he wasn't wearing a jacket, well, he didn't look like himself. He looked more skinny than. They just didn't have his body type. Like the way he looks now, like his body type didn't fit him. So I think they should have like kind of made him like almost like how Ultron looks in Avengers. How Ultron looks is like he looks like a body type. Like that's a real person. In this Cyborg, well, he doesn't look like that. It's like he just looks like
he was
really skinny.
Well, if you follow what the movie was doing at the end, they were saying that his body was upgrading every day.
They were.
So
yeah.
Right now, in the Justice League movie, apparently it was just his skeleton, basically. You were just seeing his skeleton. At the end of the movie, you saw his armor start to change into the more form-fitting stuff, which you would normally see in the Injustice game or some of the cartoons that have been recently brought out.
It just sucks that they didn't just go with that. Like they didn't.
Yeah, and
they didn't just show the Injustice look, like the full upgraded look. Like they went with this skinny little robot.
Man. And I know you guys love the movie and stuff, but that's one of the reasons I had a problem with this film is that it didn't explain a lot. It tried to explain stuff.
All it said was there was an explosion and his mom died.
Yeah.
That's all they said.
Yeah, they give hints of backstories that they want to tell later in standalone films. But when you're doing a movie like this, you have to throw in what this character is and what this character does and throw it into a film. All right. Take, for instance, the Avengers films.
Yeah.
You had two whole new characters, Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You knew nothing of their backstories. You knew nothing of who they were or characters they were.
Well, when they were first introduced, but later on they
but later on films. But with Avengers, you didn't know anything about them, but you saw their skill set. You saw what they can do in a fight. You saw who they were personality-wise with some of the scenes they were doing. In this, you kind of got a hint of it, but I'll take the Flash, for instance. It was just...
boy.
He was just a pure joke character.
He was.
There was no depth to his character. Yeah, you saw him talking to his father, but there was no like emotion to like, oh hey dad, I'm trying to get you out of prison for killing my mom, but not really. Oh, okay, yeah son, do what you need to do. Just get out of here. I don't want to talk to you no more. Like
that's a terrible father, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a bad father to say
and
that.
I'm saying like, wait, what? There was no like, I didn't really see any emotion in that film. It was more like, hey, Dad, I'm joking around with you right now. You're in prison. Oh, I'm sorry, you're in prison right now. Look, I'm doing all the stuff I can. And there was no depth to it like you would see in a lot of the films. Even like, you take Flashpoint, for instance. Flashpoint Paradox. An animated film that it's a standalone Flash film. If you go in there not knowing anything about the Flash, you can enjoy that film on its own because you have the character depth and you have the action scenes that allow you to get that feel of the characters. There was no feeling in any of the characters. The only feeling you got was the characters you've already known about.
Like Batman, Wonder Woman, and
Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
Those are the only three.
Those are the only three you could get a hold of because every other character, it was like a one-note character. There wasn't really any depth to it. Cyborg, I would say, had some depth to him.
He did because...
But it wasn't enough to make it feel good for me.
I can kind of agree with that. And the only problem that I had was with Aquaman, because when you look at his character, he's the king of Atlantis, so you would think he'd be like talking like Shakespeare. No, he's talking like a surfer dude.
Yeah,
I was not expecting surfer dude from the King of Atlantis.
Yeah, that's one thing I did not like about Aquaman was how he talked. He didn't sound regal at all. He sounded like a normal guy who's just, and I understand.
He's just King of Atlantis, like he doesn't care.
And I think it's also because they didn't want to go like that whole, because literally Aquaman's a joke character.
He is.
Most of the cartoons they've put him in, they always make him the joke character. Everybody makes fun. Oh, he can only talk to fish. They were making that whole joke this entire movie.
They did. They kept Batman kept making the fish joke.
Oh,
talk to fish
can
joke.
You talk to fish? No. And they try to make him. Oh, it's cool. Jason Momoa, the guy who played Draco on or whatever his name was on Game of Thrones. Oh, he's a real cool baddie. Oh, come on, you can handle this guy, right? Yeah, he looks cool, but what did he do besides just talk surfer dude?
Other than like during the final fight, he threw his trident at Steppenwolf a couple times.
Yeah, but like really, who really fought Steppenwolf? Like you see all these characters you fight all these parademons. Oh, let's kill all these parademons. Okay, the grunts, yay. What are they going to be doing about the fight? Just sit around, let Superman handle it?
And Wonder Woman. Like, Superman and Wonder Woman did most of the... Actually, Wonder Woman did more fighting than Superman did.
Yeah, but she was getting her butt beat. Superman just came in, punched him, and was like, I'm done. Okay, bye.
Well, like One Punch Man?
Yeah. He was literally One Punch Man of the movie. He literally just, like, comes and says, hey, Steppenwolf, you ain't getting away with this. Punch. Okay. Oh.
That is pretty much all.
Hold on, I gotta go save some people. Okay, now I'm back. Punch again. Okay, we're done with this guy. Let's go. Wrap it up.
What do you think of like when they did the jokester relationship between Superman and the Flash? It was like because before the credits they end up doing a race at the end of the movie.
With that, I guess they wanted to leave off like with something funny, but at the time realistic. Because if you think about it, obviously they were going to have that kind of battle.
Yeah.
Because you got Flash, which he's the fastest dude ever on man.
Pretty much.
Ever. And then you got Superman. Well, his name explains it.
He's Superman.
So he's Superman. But they're both quick in a way. But one flies and one's on foot.
See, this is the problem.
And one's stronger than
they were trying to pay homage to the comics, which they had a race between Superman and the Flash. The problem is, in the comics, it was a foot race. Superman foot raced the Flash.
He ran.
Yes,
Superman
he didn't fly. This movie, they said, oh yeah, Superman would actually beat the Flash if he flew because you can fly faster than you can run.
That's true.
So when they're doing, so it would be better if it was a foot race, but I guess they wanted to make it a differential or something like that. I don't know.
But you gotta admit though, the funny bit where when they had to rescue the random Russian people at the end of the settlers when they had to rescue the civilians, you gotta admit it was funny when like all Flash did was take this family, push their truck about a couple thousand meters. That's all he does, and then you see Superman just fly by him carrying a building, carrying an entire building.
I won't argue. There was some funny moments. I really liked the Flash, geeking out over the superheroes, oh my god, you guys are so cool and stuff like that. But
and then the Batcave, he really geeked out over the Batcave.
He geeked out over the Batcave and stuff, but it's okay, yeah, you can have the geek out moment of the Flash, but
be serious for once.
Give him a serious moment. Literally in the Steppenwolf fight, all he did was, hey guys, I'm here. Oh, okay, I'm down. What happened?
In a way, that is really how it went. Now, when it comes to a lot of these superhero movies, and I'm saying it now, we're getting way too much of them in the last 6 years. They're cool, but seriously. Anyways, even though in most of these movies the special effects are really well done, even though it's 90% of it is CGI, this movie, the CG started to falter. Cyborg, if they had him in what they did with all incarnations of RoboCop, if they had Cyborg in a suit, in a robot suit or whatever,
a more practical effect suit,
that would have looked better. But instead, we get this skinny little skeleton dude.
That's what I'm saying is that when he was wearing a jacket and pants and he was covering himself, he looked like himself.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
It actually looked like a person.
Yeah, it actually looked like a person, but all you saw was the lights and everything like that. And I did like how he did Cyborg. I really did.
Yeah.
And the way he did Cyborg, they had him to a T. It's just his body is
body type.
Yeah, when he takes off the jacket, it's he's skinny.
Yeah,
but it's when he has the jacket on, it's
he's buff.
That's how that's how that real person looks. And that's how the actor looks, actually.
One thing I really hated was the Themyscira landscape scene. I looked at it and I literally just saw the CG. When you watch the Wonder Woman film, you can actually see the care and detail they put into making that, and it surprises me that they couldn't just copy and paste what they put in that movie and just transfer it over, because it's the same studio, over to here. Say, hey, look, it's Themyscira. Look how beautiful it was then. Here it is again. Because that's literally what they were trying to do. But it was it was like what you saw from X-Men to X-Men Origins Wolverine with his claws.
Oh, when his claws looked really, really, really... You could just tell they were CG.
Yeah. It was that sort of difference where it literally threw me out of the movie for a moment, where I was like, is this what the whole movie's going to be like?
No, the phoniest part of the phoniest CGI shot was getting towards the end of the movie when all of a sudden all the flowers and plants started to grow on the landscape.
Yeah.
That was the phoniest little bit of
and I still don't get the whole all of a sudden turning into Avatar.
It did.
Wait, why are these plants growing now? Because of reasons?
Because for some odd reason.
I mean, okay, he was turning the planet into apocalypse, but now it's plants.
Okay, but one thing I gotta mention, you can't have Cyborg without him saying "booyah," and at least he said it one time.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
He still said it. At least he still said it, because that's his trademark.
He still said it, but it's he wasn't
actually fighting when he said
it. It's he didn't say it. It's he said it. Yeah, he said it. But at the time, there's a difference between saying it
and actually meaning it.
Yeah, and actually meaning it. The way he said it is
he didn't mean it.
He had to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, just
It's like-
It
because-
was like it was scripted. It was
Yeah.
because it's Cyborg.
Yeah, like he said, like he didn't say like how the original Cyborg would say. He would say like "booyah," like
When he
all,
was
like
when he was
really,
fighting all of
yeah,
when was
like
having
he
a good
wanted to
time?
say
there
it.
wasn't
Yeah.
emotion into his.
Yeah, and plus
That's true.
that was the first time he said it. It's
Yeah.
like that was the first time he said it.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
expecting him
like
to say
the
it.
only
like-
time he said it.
Because
Yeah,
with that booyah, it's more of a comedic character.
Mhm.
When he's telling more jokes, he's being more funny. He's actually getting into the
But this
action
time
and
it
stuff like
actually.
that. But
it
the
didn't
whole
have no
movie,
emotion
he
in it.
was serious. He wasn't.
yeah.
He wasn't that kind of, oh, I'm serious, but I'm also a jokester kind of guy. I can
Yeah.
laugh it up with you guys. He was more like, I'm grim dark. I gotta do what I need to do, and then all of a sudden it's like, booyah! Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
That part, he said it, but at the same time, it's like he said it like I'm
like he-
supposed to. I
Yeah.
can't just say
He
it.
had to say it. Like he didn't feel like saying it.
Yeah.
That's true. But one other thing, okay, Steppenwolf, what like his character? I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was Ares because I just got done
Yeah.
playing. If you look on my channel, Timothy W, and you'll see Injustice Gods Among Us, and you'll see Ares on there. Steppenwolf looked like Ares.
Yeah.
He looked like Ares from Injustice. I thought it was Ares.
And that's the problem a lot with a lot of character designs in general, because there's a lot of people who look very similar to each other. If you look at Darkseid versus Thanos, you're going to like,
It's
they're
Thanos.
kind of a carbon copy of each other.
And then if you look
But-
at Abomination from The Incredible Hulk 2008, and then you look at Doomsday from Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
they
And-
look really similar.
And it's just that I don't know why they couldn't find a better design for Steppenwolf. Because there's actually a lot of really good designs for him. It's just that this design just decided,
Look
let's go
too
for the
cliche.
more,
Look
let's
too
go for the
cliche.
more cliche
Warrior.
Ares look that we've seen so many other times before.
That's true.
His name don't. With me, I like
Steppenwolf?
with me, when it comes to names like of superheroes, like say for instance the Flash, we already know he's the Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman, we already know he's the Batman, right? With Steppenwolf, I don't see why his name is Steppenwolf.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a
Because
German
one
name.
is because he doesn't look like a wolf, and two, he has horns.
Yeah,
It's-
it's
the name didn't
it's
really
something
fit
to
the
do with
character.
I'm not too up with the new gods and stuff, and like the only one I really know is Darkseid, and that's because of the animated series and stuff. But Steppenwolf and all them other new gods characters, they just have weird names all together. There's
That didn't even fit.
yeah,
don't
there's
even fit him.
there's a character literally called Big Bertha.
What?
Like that's a superhero name.
Big Bertha?
Yeah.
What? That sounds like oh my god. No.
So you
That-
get
that made
weird
no-
names
that made
when
no
you
sense.
get into the you get into those comic mythos. You get some weird names going.
Like
I can't justify a lot of those names.
now one scene that I really gotta say was actually a nice, like kind of very comic book style, lighthearted nature was when Wonder Woman was introduced in the movie because it did the thing where it's like when everyone thinks of a superhero, they think like going in a crowd and saving people, and that's what they did with when they first showed Wonder Woman in the movie. That's what she did. She went in, stopped a bomber, and saved a bunch of people.
Okay, now I've got a problem with this scene too. But
Is there anything this guy does?
no.
In this movie?
The problem I have with the scene, and I was talking to you with Alan too. He agrees with me. If you watch it, they're at the beginning of the scene, they are setting up the bombs and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
You see the guy tip his hat, and then you see a sniper scope. So there's a sniper across the way or wherever.
Yeah, I remember
Then
that.
all of a sudden, you see the shot of Wonder Woman on the statue. All through that fight scene, there was nowhere in there she stopped the sniper. She knocked out everybody else, but the sniper was never seen again. All you saw was the scope, and that was it. There was where did that sniper go? Me and Alan was just joking. He saw Wonder Woman. He's like, okay, I'm out.
No, that actually happens
Like
in.
he just left. Like they're like literally this. You saw a sniper. I was like, oh, all right. Well, there's a sniper. Then all of a sudden, it's like there was a sniper.
Where'd he
but
go?
no,
Right?
It's like there was a sniper, but no sniper at the same time. So I was like, all right, sniper. If you're
Yeah,
going to go home to
it's
your
like
wife
they-
and kids, you
it's
can do that.
It's
Forgot about
almost-
him.
it's
They forgot
almost
about
like
the
they-
sniper.
It's almost like they made the scene and was going to have a sniper in that shot, and then they try to cut him out, but they left that key point in there showing there was a sniper, and they just forgot to cut it out of the movie because apparently I don't know why.
Wonder Woman.
Because Wonder Woman. I don't know
That's
why.
kind of like what do you do? This guy. This guy.
It's like,
Okay, and I'm doing this. Anybody who wants a new phone, Galaxy Note 8, personal recommend. He knows how good it is. Oh, the one funny thing though is like there's a lot of movies that you'll have like people either be forgotten or they randomly show up like that. Like that scene in Transformers 4 when that wall blows up, there's that random dude there right behind Mark Wahlberg. Like, who the heck is this guy? Like, random people will just show up out of nowhere, or they're forgotten in this case. But without that sniper part.
It was a good scene.
Without the sniper, with excluding the sniper.
Yeah, excluding that, I will say the movie did have good parts in it. It just wasn't a complete movie. It felt... Because
they threw you into it too much. They just like gave it to you face first and had you figure it out.
They threw things at you that you had to be a comic fan and know what was going on previous to get what the characters were
so
about.
They didn't. So what they didn't do was they didn't like account for those who aren't or who haven't read the comics because
exactly or watch the shows.
That's
because if you came in there not you came in there not watching the animated series, would you have even known what any of those characters were about besides Wonder Woman, Batman, or Superman?
No, actually, I wouldn't. I mean, Aquaman. I don't know. I guess anybody who's watched Teen Titans would probably understand. You know, Aqualad, Aquaman, kind of the same. Not the same. It's two different characters, but kind of the same abilities or same dudes. So it's kind of like. Okay, when he jumped in the water and, like, I wouldn't have known until they showed that little bit of Atlantis at first. I was like, oh, that's where he lives.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's where he lives at. But then Cyborg, I don't know. I am really agreeing with you on the body type thing because when he had his jacket on, he looked like really buff. He looked really football player-ish because they showed a bunch of pictures of that. They showed a bunch of pictures of him with like in a football game, and he looked like he was getting one of those like football scholarship kind of deal.
Yeah.
And his hoodie and his sweatpants so looked like he was a big dude, and then all of a sudden here comes little skeleton.
Now I understand this movie had some hiccups because of Bryan Singer's daughter incident with his family and his daughter passing away, so he had to leave the production. He had to actually give it over to, I think it was...
Zack Snyder. No, it wasn't Zack Snyder.
No. Zack Snyder was the... Producer who had to leave. Yeah, he had to leave. Was it him? Yeah. He's the one who had to leave. And then they brought in the guy who was doing the Marvel movies before.
I know who you're talking about. I couldn't remember the opening credit. I just find it so weird that... Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what I'm saying is I understand there was that production hiccup where they had to get a new producer director and stuff like that to push this film forward and get it finished because of that. And I can see how it kind of left it messed up. It kind of left it disconjoined and almost dishonest to what the film was supposed to be originally. And I know they filmed new shots and stuff like that that did crazy things. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but it did really feel like what happened with Revenge of the Fallen of the Transformers films, where, like with the strike that happened with that film, where the writer's strike, so they had to do all this other stuff to it to get it finished. and it made it a rush job that didn't feel like a complete movie or didn't feel like a genuine movie.
Well, actually, I kind of agree with you on that because in Revenge of the Fallen, the final battle between, and you could probably agree with this too, like in Revenge of the Fallen, the final battle between Optimus and the Fallen, when it got to a point where it looked like video game CG, where like it was detailed, but it looked like it started to look phony.
The only parts that they want to capture was more like the cool hits.
Yeah.
Is mostly that that's the reason why you'll get more real.
Yeah.
Is because it's like the cool hits like when Optimus Prime got stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
And it went slow, right?
Yeah.
Or half slow. That's the only cool shot you'll get.
Yeah, and it kind of felt like this movie, like what they were doing with this movie. They were shooting action scenes, but no
actual story,
no story or depth to those scenes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when it comes to the plot wise, even though the movie it's 2 hours long, like straight up 2 hours, but it was a fast 2 hours. But you gotta admit though that they didn't. To me, it felt like it was like straightforward, like it tried to establish everything and then just get straight to the point.
Yeah, and
it didn't drag.
Yeah, it didn't drag at all, but
no.
But like I was saying, it's one of those things where like they kind of hurried it too fast. They brought the characters together a little too quickly, but then a little bit too slow as well, almost. Like, yeah, the Flash, I could see Batman recruiting the Flash immediately because he was the fanboy out, and then all of a sudden, Aquaman shows up out of nowhere after he got beat by Steppenwolf. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the sewer now. I can save you guys."
No, that did kind of make when they were
under Gotham and stuff like that.
Under Gotham Harbor, and all of a sudden Aquaman just shows up out of nowhere. Like, where'd you come from?
Where did he know these people were going to be? I don't know. Apparently, he has psychic vision or something like that.
No,
but maybe the waters told him, because he did say he communicates with water, not the fish. So maybe the water told him, "Oh, water's rushing down this pipe. You might want to save some people." I don't know, but really, okay. So I think we've talked about this movie as much as we can. What are you guys?
Actually, no. One last thing.
Right.
When he said talk to water, that's like that's like you hold a glass of water up and you're like, "Hello, can you tell me what's going on in the world today? Is something wrong with my car?" I don't know. Just the way that sounded when he said I talk to water.
Well, he didn't say it like that, but
that's just what it seemed. Oh, and also
it sounds like
half the Justice League hit on Wonder Woman, which I think was hilarious. At least half of them were hitting on her. But, okay, so you've heard what we had to say.
Well, you were going to say something, Alan?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
There's, pretty much all the characters, what I want to say is about all the characters. Cyborg, loved Cyborg. Wonder Woman, big time loved her, because she acted really like Wonder Woman. You know,
very much
the caring and the loving person of the civilians. She cared about the civilians.
Yep.
And then Flash. You already know about Flash. They could have done a lot. Flash could have been a lot better. Me personally, I love the suit, like how he looked.
Yeah.
But it's just he could have done a lot better when he ran. Could have done a lot better. So, but I'm not knocking it down. But there's a lot of things that was really nice about it.
Yeah.
But the only superhero that was actually like himself, was literally like himself, and it's like he's like that in the games, and he's like that in the other movies. In the other movies that's his own, is Batman. He really is. He was like that. Like he was literally the serious.
And
he's always dark.
I think that's because of who played Batman. Ben Affleck is a huge Batman fan. He's actually done Batman comics. He's written Batman comics. He's been in the Jay and Silent Bob movies, for crying out loud. He's one of the comic geeks. He loves these characters.
So he really knew Batman that well to play him, and he did.
He's the best. Me personally, he's the best Batman, literally.
Yeah.
Out of all the Batmans, I'm not saying they're not good or anything. I'm just saying that in my opinion, I'm saying that Ben Affleck is literally the best Batman by far. Is how I look at it.
Yeah, I'll say he's the best live action Batman by far.
Yeah.
The cartoon ones are a little bit better, but
that's just
yeah.
him.
But okay, so because it's getting like 30 minutes in, so let's give our final thoughts on the movie.
Okay, I would say if you are like Alan said at the beginning, if you are a fan of superhero films, it doesn't matter if it's Marvel, Dark Horse, or DC. I would say go see it, or if you just like to watch stuff blow up. If you just like one of those big explosion fans or big action fans, I definitely will give it a watch.
What would you give it out of 10?
I give it about maybe a 9. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Alan?
Same thing as always.
9.
Same thing I said before, a 9.
Yeah.
9 out of 10?
For me, it just didn't hold enough water to me. I'm a huge comic book fan. I'm a huge DC fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan. And it just didn't hold up as I thought it should hold up. And especially for what is supposed to be the largest film, everybody has been waiting for this film to show up.
Yeah, but it didn't get that much hype. Because if you notice, nobody's talking.
I understand that, and that's kind of the problem. This film should be getting that hype, and because nobody's talking about it, that says a lot. Because everybody, before the Avengers came out, before any superhero movie came out, every comic fan, every fan of these heroes were saying, we need a Justice League movie. Why isn't there a Justice League movie? And to me, that says a lot more than what anybody else could say for it. So for me, I would have to give it at least a solid 5 out of 10. It was a decent film where you could just go. It was one of those where you could shut off your brain and just watch comic book things go on and be happy about some aspects of the film. I love J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. He was amazing as that role, even as short as it was. I wish he could come back as that. I'm not sure if they will bring him back. I'm not sure if they'll bring Ben Affleck back.
Well, I hope, dude. I say, like, if they're gonna do Commissioner Gordon, they gotta do Gary Oldman again from the Dark Knight.
He was good trilogy. Too, but I really like J.K. Simmons, and I kind of want to see where that would have gone. But like I said, 5 out of 10 for me. It just didn't hold up as I wanted it to. I really wish it was a lot better.
All right, and one last thing. If you're a fan of movie soundtracks, the song they play in the credits is worth listening to.
Actually, I hear what Brandon said. I hear what Brandon was talking about. That it could have done a lot better. I don't think it deserves a 9. I think me personally, it deserves an 8 because there's a lot of things they could have done. It's still a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It still was a good movie, but
since they could have done a lot more stuff with it.
Yeah, like with me, like it was like little partial details they could have done a lot better with. Flash, Superman. Superman was fine. Superman was
he's awesome as always.
He was fine. He was a big time solid. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
He was he was better than he was in the previous film. But I'll give him that.
I give him that too. He was pretty this Superman was pretty good. I love this Superman. I like who plays that. Who plays that?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Best Superman. I think he's the only Superman, but he's the best Superman in real Superman lifetime. But I gotta give me personally.
You can't diss Christopher Reeves.
You can't. He's the original Superman. He originally played Superman.
You're not a comic book fan. You haven't seen those films. But this is like the more recent ones you've seen. Have you seen Superman Returns? With Brendan Rawls?
Bits and pieces, but I've seen that.
Yeah. So basically, out of the new Superman you've seen, at least all the ones, Henry Cavill is the better Superman.
But one little, I guess if I'm using the term right, nostalgia moment is like when they showed the DC logo, like they did it like exactly like the intro theme to the Justice League cartoon.
Oh yeah, they did that with Wonder Woman as well.
Oh, they did it with Wonder Woman too?
Yes.
Okay, like it was a nice little nostalgia.
And I like that, and it was kind of like, hey Marvel, we can do that too, kind of thing. And But I really enjoyed seeing all those characters, and I really enjoyed the little cameo of a Green Lantern in the beginning of the film. But like I said, it just didn't hold up enough water
to its expectations.
Yeah, to what the fans wanted and needed. Really.
Honestly, I give this movie I hear what he said. I'll give it a 7, and I give it a 7.5 because.
All right.
I'm gonna give it. I was gonna give it like an 8.5. Me is just little things, just little things.
Yeah.
That make it that
would make it like a lot probably a lot better, like a lot realistic. I'm more of a realistic person because it's realistic out here. So
yeah,
very.
I'm probably would say I would give it an A, but
put some more cars in there, maybe. Give it a
put a Lamborghini or something or an RX-7 in the movie.
But on a serious note, I probably would give it maybe like an 8.5. Probably 8.5. No, 8.5 probably because like I said, it's just little tiny details they could have done in there. But all around, it's a good movie though. All around, it's a good movie. I like it myself.
I go for 7.5 because the little things, the little bits and pieces, like, because for me, with me playing Injustice 1 and actually watching all 3 seasons of Justice League, and yes, I'm counting Young Justice because it's basically season 3 of Justice League, and it really, I don't know, it's the point, the little stuff they could have done better was just enough to like turn you down from the movie. Just those little things, it's like, okay, yeah, never mind. So 7.5. So you got 8.5? 8.5, 7.5. You said
and a 5.
Straight up 5.
A solid 5. It was okay. It was a good, like, one of those, let's shut off your brain and enjoy the carnage and whatever else you feel like this could be. So from all of us, thanks for watching, and if you like this review, please comment and subscribe, and tell us what you want us to review next too.
Yep. And the reason why is because, like any good movie fans, and also forgot to say this: if you haven't seen the movie yet, spoilers, duh. In the words of Cinema Sins.
Sorry about that.
We forgot to say. I just thought about that now. Spoilers, duh. Ding ding ding.
Well, right. We'll put that in the
description.
Maybe not the part.
Yeah,
hard,
not the duh. Come on.
It's cinemas.
I understand, but
like I said, to close it out, thank you for watching, and at that down in the comments, let us know if you want us to review anything that you guys suggest. It could be any movie that you want. Doesn't have to be just superheroes. Doesn't have to be just anything. But if there's a movie that you want us to review before it comes out, like the movie that we are thinking about going to see, there's like 2 movies that we saw. It was in the previews.
Rampage
and
Rampage.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One. If you want us to review that, we can.
Yeah.
So honestly, just give us ideas.
Also, let us know what you think of like how we're doing as reviewers. Give us some tips and stuff. What you think we might want to change or things like that. Yeah. We'll take it into account and see what we can do about it.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to subscribe to Magus Dragon's channel and Timothy W. And we're all going to say goodbye, everybody, and we will see you next time.